All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to Noke Wrestling News. I'm your host Randall Sell. We got Jake Duvall, of course we have Coach Rosenbaum, and hopefully Coach Yes will be joining us here in a little bit.
I think that's the first thing we got. No podcast. You didn't have podcasts. Got it. Clean now. We're good.
Nice little conference room here.
Yeah.
Backdrop of the
Current stadium.
Yeah, so episode 56, got a lot to cover. It feels like we haven't met in like a month probably.
Yeah, so we're covering the past results for Pete Wilson.
Yeah, we've got Greensboro duel, we've got Pete Wilson, Southern Virginia duel, and then we've got to talk about the ODAC championships, and then we're going to do some forward looking at the next couple weeks for Roanoke College and kind of just wrestling in the area in general.
Yeah, I mean it feels like those were months ago.
Yeah,
We
it
were
really
just
does.
talking,
Yeah, especially when you're getting that championship season, it's like things go really quickly. Like, and it's hard to believe it's already Tuesday at our week training, for regional stuff. So
That's insane that regionals are right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's I mean,
very quick
boom,
here.
yeah. I mean, Christmas hits it, it's like boom.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's recap the Pete Wilson. You guys had a successful
Yeah, it was a good, as far as the most successful thing is the travel this year a little bit. We had, last year we had like most of our flights get canceled, so we didn't make half the team out there. But this year everybody got there, smooth sailing. It was good travel as far as when we fly out there, so it was actually funny. That was the, I think the most, like easiest plane ride I've ever taken. Maybe even normal, they make you put the tray table up and your seat up and stuff when you land. I was asleep when we hit, and I actually woke me up because I was laying back, tray table down. They didn't tell us to put it up, which was kind of a little scary because all the flight stuff going on. And I'm like, when we hit like that, I was like, oh, what's going on? And then I looked up at the window, I was like, okay, we landed, But yeah, we took guys up there, finished, I think,
Seventh out of 30 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that one's a good one for us because it's a really good test where we're at. We're 6 weeks out from that tournament, and it's one that a lot of people like try to get on, like the tournament itself. I mean, it's a good waiting list for sure. We got lucky, we got in there right away just because Coach Jerry Nate successfully brought them. This year we had champ Mark Samuel, right? It's awesome to see that, and he really wrestled phenomenal. One of the best he's ever wrestled. We had a couple third placers, sixth placers, like it was really good. And Mark won it.
Mm-hmm.
We had David Reed get third.
Isaac Paulino
Got third.
And then Vinny took sixth.
Yeah, Vinny took sixth. So good to get some guys on the podium, and see where we're at going in. Obviously we're heading now into the championship season, but good test for us right before that.
I know specifically for Mark, he tech falled in the final. Like he got a tech fall in the final match.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys got to be pleased with how he finished that tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very pleased. He won ODAC Wrestler of the Week, obviously, after that as well. So I had another throughout the year. He won it once this year. He's won it like 8 times his entire career, or something like that. So awesome to see that from him. And very pleased with it. To see him kind of come back and be ready to rock and roll. So went out there to wrestle. Another kid sadly didn't wrestle, but we still had a good tournament overall.
So Isaac taking third. I'm assuming he dropped his semifinal match.
Yeah, he wrestled the UW LeClaire kid and wrestled him. Which kind of little mistakes here and there. Hoping to turn that around at the national tournament. So he dropped that match and then wrestled all the way back, which was awesome to see.
Yeah, I watched his third place match and he looked like he dominated. It was pretty convincing win.
Actually, the kid that he beat was a kid he lost to last year. When he was at Springfield at the region tournament. So it's a good win for him to kind of get upset. The guy he lost to before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then David Reed, I'm assuming the same situation, lost in the semis to probably Wisconsin because they were like 1, 2, there was like 3 Wisconsin schools there.
Yeah, I think that was, he actually ended up losing to a Cornell kid in the morning. Yeah, I think a little bit of weight cut, kind of caught up to him a little bit. That kid was, at the start of the match, was very hesitant, but by the end of it, you could tell he was kind of feeling David out. I'm like, okay, this guy's a little tired. I'm gonna get this going. And then after that, we got some fluids and stuff, and he wrestled phenomenal the rest of the day. So, but you had to lose the Cornell kid there in the morning.
And then Vinny at 184 pounds took sixth. I think it was his. Did Vinny go last year to?
Yeah, he did last year. He did not place last year, so it's good to see it upgrade from him. And wrestled really well, just little mistakes here and there, cost him a couple matches. And his weight was pretty loaded as well. So still good he made the second day and he wrestled hard the rest of the time and kind of carried on now he's been wrestling really well the last couple of weeks, you know, with other matches coming up here.
Yeah, Vinny recently got, we'll talk about it in a minute, but he also received a Wrestler of the Week, but we can talk about that in a minute.
Well, let's recap the Greensboro duel. So we had here at home. So we
Yeah.
had a bunch of extreme home duels.
Yeah, I think half the team was here for the Greensboro while you guys were flying out, because you and Colin, Coach Girardi was not here. For Greensboro. It's
So we
just
left,
Coach Hudson.
I guess the morning.
Thursday, it was Thursday
Yeah,
morning.
Thursday morning.
And we had the
Went
duel
out
there.
Yeah. This happened to work out, like that was the only day we could get for them to come here and wrestle. You know, so Coach Yetzer stayed back, had the event, you know, it was when we knew we should be all right.
He's the one to get the miles in. Like he like went out, like
He flew out
he
that
stayed here for the duel, flew out that
next morning,
Yeah.
and then met you guys.
and then he, on his way back, flew back Sunday to make it to this.
No, he drove back. He didn't fly, he drove back.
What?
Yeah, so
To
what
make
had
that
happened,
miles.
so what had happened is, obviously his youth, Ethan Brock, they were wrestling Bawa, and they could not move we scheduled his flights, you know, back in August or July or whatever. And last year, he couldn't move his flight to Saturday, because he was originally supposed to fly with us on Sunday. So he did the same flight, we left Thursday, I think we left at 6:30, he left Friday at 6:30, same flight, just different day. And then he was supposed to take the same flight back on Sunday, but we didn't get back Sunday till probably like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, you know, so he was supposed to go on that one, but he would have missed all the wrestling, you know. So he got a rental car and hit the road, drove back. He said he was very tired, obviously. When he got back there, I think it was about a 11 or 12-hour drive or something, so I think he stopped and took some naps and was able to get back in time to watch Ethan Brock off up state tournament. Yeah, so dad of the year, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, and you weren't here for the Greensboro duel, but we were, and you know, it was kids' night, which was awesome to see a bunch of kids, youth kids from the community here. I know we had a pretty intense, not such an intense tug of war, that was pretty one-sided, but the musical chairs was the highlight.
Yeah, I was watching it live.
Yeah,
It was a little wild. You got some broken fingers. And,
Yeah, look, yeah.
Something I have to work on the way next year, you know, as far as how we're going to do exactly.
I'm not going to say, but it might have been even a little bit more physical in some of the matches.
I agree. So but it's something we'll probably work on next year a little bit. But it's obviously a great night to always get you know, the kids out here to see it and you know, really continue to grow. I think a lot of people, when they like look at programs, they kind of attach yourself to someone, like I really like that person, you know. And so obviously it starts with the kids. You know, they want to, you know, buy the shirt that such and such wears, or you know, whatever it may be. You know, so it's good to have that kind of community. Really, one reason we started the Noke RTC was all community, right? We want to make sure that people in the area are involved in it. You know, so these guys, our guys do. You know, like we have youth practice tonight. Like 2 guys will be there at youth practice helping run and stuff. You know, and so they get kind of like, oh, I remember that guy. I want to go watch him wrestle. You know, and then it just kind of snowballs and they get autographs and Chick-fil-A sandwiches, all that kind of stuff. You know, so it's a good night for us to kind of get back, I guess. Yeah. And our guys love it. They love to have those guys get their shirts signed and all that kind of stuff. So,
talk about it a little bit. I know it's a little sensitive, but I mean, when you try to build a program, you get to a level, but then other programs don't quite have the numbers.
Yeah.
And it makes it difficult, you know, to grow the sport, I feel like.
Yeah. And I mean, even too, you know, I'll give kudos to Coach Yetzer. I think that's something he really prides himself on. Is I really don't think since he's been coaching as head coach, even at Fairham, I don't think he's ever given a forfeit. That was, I know we had one last year against Southern Virginia, but we had a guy skin bump, got pulled at the weigh-in. You know, we had a guy at the weigh-in, just got pulled. Not enough time to get a new guy in, you know. But as far as like, hey, put the guy in there, like, he's very prideful on that. Hey, we want to make sure that you know, for the fans and for the guys, you know, and two, it's like if you got 3 or 4 forfeits, most likely we're going to win. Then you know, it's kind of hard to get up like as a wrestler for that. Like, well, you know, it's this team that they're going to probably forfeit 5 guys or whatever. I got to go out there and wrestle. I got to make weight. You know, so it hurts. It does hurt the sport. And, you know, the show of it all. You know, then you just get a guy that runs out there, gets his hand raised, and next guy. It hurts the show a little bit. You know, so I mean, it's something that we're always kind of like, you know, irritated a little bit about. You know, we want to make sure we're wrestling teams that can fill a full lineup and can really give yourself a worth. Because again, those guys got to weigh in. And some guys have cut a lot of weight. You know, so you got another weight you got to weigh in. You know, just a lot of work for them for not a ton of reward, especially if they don't get a match.
Right.
So parents drive down and then guy didn't show up. It's like, why not? And our parents don't live close, a lot of them. You know, so they kind of drive 6-7 hours just to watch that. It's kind of hard to see. You know, so but yeah, I guess the flip side of it is if you have a rule like that where you know, I mean, that one was obviously a lot of our second string guys got to get in there and you know, still run away with it, which then kind of makes it special when you do win the ODAC trophy stuff because it's like, hey, this wasn't just the 10 guys. This was a lot, and that was a lot of duels this year.
Yeah.
Which we're very blessed to be able to do, and we got guys that step up quickly, and they're always happy to do so. So it's fun. It makes it harder at the end of the year picking the guys sometimes because they're like, well, he's done everything they needed, and you won every match. You know, who's the guy? You know?
Yeah, that was the first home duel of the season because second we didn't have any first semester at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun way to start. You know, 39-14 wins. So.
Yeah. Guys did a really good job, and again, kudos to the guys that are maybe not full of the guy yet, or young guys that are kind of growing into the spot. Like they got their opportunity.
Well, I think we're gonna hit a commercial and then we'll be right back.
I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, judging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring us. 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head. Whoa.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, so I am not gonna forget.
Pretty mad in my
I
opinion.
made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see
And y'all are family.
sunrise. Now I feel
That's a wrap. 2024, Noke Team Camp.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we just recapped the
Pete Wilson, yep.
Pete Wilson. So next up, the Southern Virginia.
Yeah.
It was on a Thursday night. I think you guys went there.
Yeah, we went up to Southern Virginia and had one of our last duels of the season, kind of last, I guess, regular season match. Yeah, so you guys a good duel for us. We got our first sweep ever.
Yeah.
First sweep, right?
Yeah.
We were close a lot this year. You
Yeah.
were close down at the Gator Root duels.
Yeah.
And then
There was a
another
close
one,
home.
Randolph.
Yeah.
There was a close time too, but there was a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've always had one around the edge, or
Yes.
you know, a guy kind of sneaks that away with something that we didn't expect, something like that. So it's cool to finally get to do it. 4 years in, and the guys would get real excited towards the end, like, "Oh, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it." So, but still, I mean, we were great. I like wrestling Southern Virginia because kind of what we were just talking about a minute ago. They always have a full lineup, right? I mean, and obviously only an hour away up the road here. Kudos to them. They always have a full lineup, make sure they do a good job. And, then they always wrestle really hard. Those guys, they really fight to the end, and you're like, you got to work a pendulum or something, So that's one that I don't mind wrestling because I know we're going to get 10 matches out of them. Our guys look really good. Like we were just firing on cylinders. We had a lot of tech balls and pins, and even some guys are like, hey, maybe this guy's not as good, right? So work on something, right? Like if you're struggling on your offense, like, well, let's do a bunch of offense. We did a lot of cut up, let up, So overall, I was very pleased with the night. Guys did a really good job.
And then, so that was on a Thursday, and then turn right
Saturday.
around, and then Saturday you had the Aber duel here, which was for the ODAC.
So we had Aber back in town, and that's always probably the biggest circle duel of the year. Like that's the one the guys want to win, and us as coaches, we want to win. And it usually comes down to that's the ODAC championship. They usually this year's kind of the same way. They lost the Washington League again, so it would have been a 3-way tie if not, which we never like to do. So we're very excited. Like, hey, we need to be in top shape for this one. And we did really well. We had first though it was a little rocky.
That had us worried for a minute. We're like,
We came out with 2 majors in a row or 2 techs.
Yeah,
Two
Marquette
techs.
tech balls.
Two
Yeah,
techs.
I'm not sure the strategy behind starting with Markey. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't make any
if
sense.
they thought he cut a lot of weight, or if that mattered. Markey. So it's like, all right, well, whatever, do so. So they had to start with Markey, and Marquette jumped in right away. So it felt good to have that lead, out the gate with a tech ball, And then there in the middle, we had some rock starts, and even the matches that we won, some of them were still like pretty close, So I think as a fan, that was like a great duel to come to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There was tech balls and pins, but there was losses and there was close matches, and like you got to see everything. We had 2 challenges. We won one, and then they challenged, they lost. Like you got to really learn about wrestling on that one. And then good fan base, and keep building that crowd. So something we're trying to do, but still there's some good amount of fans there. It was our pack the mat night. So Roanoke College does like it's pack the mat. You get to pick a night where you want them to supply. Whatever. So we did like camo shirts and stuff. It was military night. Yeah. So they let us pick, and that was one time we decided. I think next year we're probably gonna move it to the first match of the year and really get students kind of excited for the season and hope to more. This was our last one. Usually we kind of do it earlier in the year. It just happened to work out. It was the only one we had time for.
I know it's something we'll probably maybe ask when we get a chance, but do you guys plan on, or do you think it would be beneficial to bring other teams in now that we kind of, the ODAC is.
Yeah. So that's something we're really planning next year. The biggest problem with us, sadly, is a lot of teams don't want to come down here because we're kind of out of the way. There's not really a lot around. I mean, you can go Russell Washington League. That's about the only one that people really want to stay around for and get a hotel and travel and all that stuff. So, but next year we try to plan. I mean, we're trying to get Euclair down here next year. That I know, obviously we had Stevens for. We might try to do that again. I know Castleton wants to do it, but they want us to come up to their place. So then we flip flop. Now, obviously that means driving to Vermont, which is longer than New Jersey. Look, try to get some more, really top 10 teams in here, and make it where it's like almost every month you have a home duel. Next year everything will flip because we were away at the beginning of the year. This year we'll be away or home at the beginning of the year, which is exciting. But just to have more home duels, because like I said, I think a lot of people kind of connect to one player a lot of times specifically. So it's like, okay, hey, I really like watching Mark Samuel. Well, if you get to watch him every month, you start to go to fan base. It's something we're really trying to work on and add to, and maybe even more like Friday, Sunday duels, the weekends and stuff. I know Virginia Tech does that a lot. These always seem to get a lot of people out. So just keep adding the production value. Obviously, we got the beer garden now, which I think has been a big hit lately. I know for that one, the Pack Mat match, there's a lot of people up there. So anything we can do to make it a show. I always tell recruits, like, wrestling's so unique, and like for us three, like we love watching a 3-1 gritty match where you got to take down the last 30 seconds. But, as a cat, like even my mom or a casual fan is probably like, what's going on? They haven't done anything, they're just riding each other. Like they're like, okay, I want to see some action, it's the same with, like a lot of people with like football and stuff like that. So there's good Jets are coming in behind us here. But like football and stuff too, like, people go to matches and stuff, and maybe or games, they like to tailgate and the extra stuff with it. They like football, but they like to do that extra stuff. So it's kind of what we try to add our, with the beer garden and all that stuff to make it like it's really entertaining and fun to come to. Keep growing it throughout the school. So I don't remember the full question. There's Coach Chetzer. What's up?
Yeah, there he is, man.
We're talking about kind of recapping Avery right now.
Okay, yeah.
We'll know that title with it. So that was.
The score was 33-8, but it didn't feel like that big of a win if you were here watching it. In my opinion, I thought a lot closer.
Because there's so many close matches.
Like a better match for sure.
Yeah, Rocky started obviously, and then the end with the guys took care of business right over the roll. So it's fun.
I was really impressed with. I think we've mentioned him a couple times, but Kyle Lee. I mean, I think he won in the last 15 seconds. Got to take down to win. Yeah,
that's kind of a little, I guess, rivalry match. He's beat that kid a bunch, but they're always really close.
Yeah.
I think they wrestled Star City last year, came down almost overtime or something.
Yeah, I think it's
the finals.
third or fourth time they wrestled.
So it's always kind of one of those ones like very close. It's just cool to see him kind of, again, it jumped levels this year. Beat him and obviously Weaver beat him as well. So
I was talking a little bit ago, and he hasn't lost. Kyle hasn't lost since Budweiser duels. He said he's going to run a nice little run here. Got a couple of comeback wins. They lost to last year, so it's good. It's always good to beat Avery. That's if I had to pick one team I wanted to beat, Washington and Avery for sure. I look forward to that. So.
There's something about, I mean, it's just something about beating Avery. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, makes it.
Yeah, I just think it's, I think we're, I don't know, I think we're very opposite, like, I guess, programs maybe, maybe that's part of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, I guess, I think a good program.
Oh, they fight hard. I mean,
Yeah,
they're scrappy, they're well coached.
Yeah.
They're the villains, that's our.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
So you kind of want to be you want to be the villains.
Absolutely.
They listen, they embrace it, they love it.
Yeah.
They're all about kind of thriving in chaos and
Being the bad boy.
Which you want that, right? I mean, that's, the best movies and stuff always have a villain, and, like, there's a reason for it, so you want a guy that's kind of like, you want to be that guy.
Sure. Yeah, I think our guys can really get for it too. I mean, a lot of our guys were recruited by Everett too. I mean, especially senior class, like a lot of them, recruited by Everett. So, I think they take a lot of pride in that, so.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so the next up, we've got the ODAC.
Championship.
The ODAC
Tournament, the individual tournament, yeah.
The individual tournament. So you guys clinched the dual, the regular season.
Yeah.
With the Everett win, and then
Yeah.
you go into the ODAC championships, the individuals.
Yeah, get kind of crown individuals, and, we got the actual trophy itself was through duels and the title.
Yeah.
We as coaches agreed when we first started, when ODAC first started wrestling, that the champion would be determined by dual meets throughout the year, so best record. I think for a couple reasons. One, duels are fun to watch, and it would put more emphasis on the duels as far as like you're less likely to sit there really good guys for points because they actually mean something. Every single one means something. So I think for some people, I think they got confused, like, oh, it looks like Washington League won. They didn't, right? So because I like to make that perfectly clear. We had this whole to prove it, but we as coaches agreed that that's how it would be done. And then the ODAC tournament would determine the individual champions. Now that could change, I don't know, but we'll adapt, whatever. But and obviously sometimes you don't get the best wrestlers at the ODAC tournament because of it. You just can't. It's hard to do it. Hard to get it both ways, right? So I think, but I think the dual format's the way to go. I mean, it just adds importance to every duel.
Well, that's it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, every match matters.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's weight on it, otherwise you don't know what you're gonna get, what you're gonna roll out. So.
Exactly.
And it's more team too, like,
Yes.
Again, some of the duels, we had guys that are, maybe second, third string, and they got an opportunity to really be a part of it, share it, because they win the matches with the other guys. Where if you got a championship, it's just the 10 guys.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I think it means a little more,
Yeah, sure.
So I wanted to pick your brain a little bit because this came up a couple times during some of the matches of like kids, not sitting down.
Right, yeah.
Like, is that a problem in the NCAA? Do you feel like?
For sure it's a problem.
I think, what do we do?
I just don't know what the answer is. I mean, to be honest, I think, I think every coach is going to look out for the best interest of their program and their kids. But I do think from growing the sports standpoint, it isn't good if you don't have the best matchups. You know what I mean? So, nobody would watch UFC if it's like, I'm sitting the best fighter out and putting the number 3 fighter against the number 150th fighter.
Well, and if they sold it, like that's the matchups.
Yeah.
And then they don't show up. That's
Exactly.
even worse. Like,
100%. Yeah. I mean, so I was thinking about this last night because we have a little bit of problem too with our program a little bit as far as getting really good teams to come duel us down here, right? Just because we're kind of out of the way, because we are. Greensboro's the furthest southern program right now, Division III. We're not that far away from Greensboro, right? So getting teams to come down and duel us is really hard, really good ones. So it's hard. Nothing against some of the smaller programs, but they just, we're further along than they are right now. So it's like, it doesn't create a great atmosphere. And then a lot of times what we do is like, hey, you know what? Do we really want to waste the weigh-in, for Marky Samuel? He's got a lot of miles on him already. Do you want to waste it for this dual meet that we're going to win easily anyways?
Right.
So there's not a lot for us, not a lot of, again, we're trying to look out for the best interest of our guys. So I almost think what you should do is you should have to turn in your lineup, right? You can't weigh in multiple people, right? You have to weigh in your 10 guys. And when you turn that sheet in, maybe the night before, like you have to, almost like you have registered for a tournament, right? You got to do it the night before generally, right? You can't do it the day of. Almost do dual meets like that. Right, by 9 o'clock, turn it on. That way, when the press can get a hold of it, they can start pairing, they can say, these matchups. And then if there's real repercussions for sitting somebody good because it's a forfeit. You can lose a dual meet. So I always think that should be the way to go. And I think create more interest. And I think for the ODAC in itself, to make a tournament, obviously we rested 2 guys that were a little banged up, but so we're guilty of it too. But I think one way you could get around this too is you could have almost you're seeded based on how you did. So if you went 1-0 in the conference, you don't get seeded. You have to meet a minimum threshold of matches to get seeded. Then what's going to happen is you may be paired up with one of the best kids right out of the gate. So it rewards teams that wrestle their best guys every dual meet in the ODAC. So I think that's one way to get around it as well too. We're going to we always meet as coaches in the ODAC right after the tournament, kind of go over this stuff. That's the first thing I'm going to bring up. Yeah.
So just to highlight a few of the guys, let's see, Mark Singh, Jonah took first at 133.
Yep.
Then again Xavier got first at 174, and then Vinny got first at 184. So 3 ODAC champs. Is that the most you've had in 1 year?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think last year we had one.
It's one last
We
year.
had one, and 1 year before that. Yeah, Corey Messick, I think.
And then Malik.
And Malik, yeah, 2, then 1, then we had 3
Yeah.
last year.
Last year was Oval, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he was the only one last year.
Yeah.
So,
I've had 33 every year since ODAC.
Yeah.
We run 33.
Yeah. So, but so I think we're pretty proud of that, and we had about 6 guys in the finals. Maybe a couple of little disappointing performances, but overall, I think I was pretty happy where we're at as a program.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about 149, Dustin Smith, taking third. Talked about it before we got on, but upset kid that he lost to at Mill Mountain, right?
Yeah. Lost pretty bad, but pretty handily, and he stepped up and found a way to win this one, and he actually beat him in the very first tournament of the year, the very first match, the first tournament of the year, and then lost to him, pretty bad, and then turned around and did a great job. So I'm taking third, and I think they gave him a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Doing well right now, so.
And then at 165, Andrew Boyd stepped in for David Reed.
Yep.
Took third, got a big win over Shenandoah.
Yeah, which pinned him at our place here, and I'm really proud. I mean, you couldn't write a better script, I guess, at the end of your career. Bar an injury, right? David Reed's gonna be the guy going forward, but Andrew, losing that match here, that really bothered him. Like, because they had to get a lot of people to come watch him, and
Senior night.
Yeah, it was senior night. Didn't perform well, for whatever reason. I was really, I was so proud of him to see him bounce back and just really own the match. And I just couldn't be more proud of that dude, just the way he ended his career. Really proud of him. So, then Jared Monville too. Jared had a big win in the semis.
Yep.
Knowing probably that was his last tournament as well. He's a senior as well. In the finals, had a pretty big lead, and just that kid, I'll give that kid credit. That kid keeps coming and coming and coming. That kid's got a great gas tank, and that kid's a pretty dangerous kid. So, and then we just, we found a way to beat us at the end, Jared. But Jared, had a wonderful career as well too. Really proud of him. This guy's, got a lot to be proud of. Really good, great students. Both of them really already have the plan set up for after this year. So, really proud of him. Andrew Boyd's gonna be sticking around here actually. So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think,
Commercial break?
I think let's take another commercial break. We'll be right back discussing next couple, what's coming up.
Killer, it's the off season. Let's keep it tall, y'all ain't f***ing with my man. And don't check your watch, you know the time. Cold World, Killer Cam, this is finish.
This too easy for me now. Cold been going flat since back when CDs was around. What you sold, I tripled that. I can't believe these clowns. Look how everybody clapping when your 30 song album do a measly 100,000. If I'm betting on myself, then I completely double down. If you hated on a please don't greet me with a pound. I'll be staying out the way, but if the beef do come.
Sorry.
Welcome back, everybody. And Coach Rosenbaum threw me in curveball. All right, so upcoming you have regionals, but we're not going to highlight regionals, because we're going to do another show in the next week or so.
Yeah.
And we'll go through the previews, highlights, things of that nature.
Yeah.
So, but that is up. That's the next event. You guys are training for the regionals.
Yeah.
You're in full-on training mode.
Oh yeah.
So this is what we call Hell Week. It's a hard week this week.
All right, so But anyway, before that, we've got some local state tournaments coming up.
Yeah.
So we got the Virginia State tournament coming this weekend.
Yeah.
North Carolina State.
Yes, I'll stay, yep.
You guys planning on going to any of those? or-
Prep Nationals.
Yeah, right,
Prep
National Well,
yeah.
PA, yeah, so we'll be up there. Everything got moved because of snow. I think Virginia just Saturday.
Mean the 1 to 2 inches of snow?
Yeah, we'll see.
Nice.
Not yet.
School's canceled already.
I saw that.
Yeah, you're fired up, right?
That's
Well, you're not counting though. You count.
They canceled it.
Oh, they did, yeah.
They never cancel.
No, they never.
Yeah.
I'll be stopping.
So obviously that's all one day now, as for
Right.
Virginia.
Yes,
And then
yes.
now North Carolina is Saturday to Monday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
So you wait, they're usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they ship everything back as well.
Yeah.
You know, so, a lot of opportunities to go recruiting.
Actually helps us out a
Yeah.
lot, yeah,
Yeah.
so.
But, I mean, it makes it difficult with Virginia breaking it into 6 because you can't
Yeah.
do 6.
Luckily, we got 3 full-time guys. so we
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
you know.
exactly, yeah. But it's always been a problem, I mean, just kind of being everywhere at once, you just can't, I mean, at the end of the day. But I think as we've grown as a program, we kind of know the guys we want, and we already know a lot of the juniors we want, to be honest with you. I mean, there's some we obviously we're going to start tapping into, but we kind of just, we got a good pulse on the guys we want to go after, and so now it's just, so you don't have to see every single match. I mean,
Add a little FaceTime value, you know, like actually meeting the kid.
yeah.
Hey, here's what I actually look like, you know, here's my voice. I've heard me on the phone a bunch, but here's what I look like, you know. So I make that relationship with parents and stuff.
Sure.
Right.
So it'll be fun. Yeah, hopefully we're PA too for the
And New Jersey.
preps and Jersey and stuff. So yeah,
I'm waiting for that next PA recruit. That's what.
Yeah.
yeah.
We've had some good
You're
North
working on it, yeah.
Carolina, you've got good Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like North Carolina's been really good to us, and Virginia's been good to us. We're probably gonna we're doubling down on probably both, definitely North Carolina. I mean, it's just been good to us, and it's actually, it's getting a pretty good state, so.
That state has come a long
Yeah,
way.
it does, yeah.
From the last few years.
Well, I think they're organized, and they have some people behind the scenes doing a really good job, like, organizing, getting the best kids together. Shout out to Coach Hickey.
Yeah.
Did a really good job. Lee Hickey's the father, did a really good job. And
NC
the guys at
United.
Raw, yeah,
Yeah.
NC United and Raw, did a phenomenal job of, getting those guys together.
A lot of good clubs and a lot of good like social media stuff. Like it makes kids want to wrestle. Like I want to be a part of that. Like
Yeah.
NC United is everywhere. Like I want to go to NC United.
Yeah.
Right? They have them at UNC, NC State. Like they have them at the colleges. You know, I wish Virginia would do more, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, they've got like the in North Carolina mat talk and stuff. So there's like I mean they do a state pre-show where they go all through the scenes. Like those guys are awesome. Like I would come down there, I was talking to them and stuff, and it just makes it more like you want to wrestle. Like you want to be a part of that scene and compete. You want to do all season stuff, so your names get blasted out there all the time. You know, so
They do a phenomenal job.
kudos to those guys.
Yeah.
Now I do know they're going to. I think they're going to 7 or 8 divisions next year.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed it doesn't hurt it that much, but
It's gonna definitely hurt.
yeah, I mean it'll be a little watered down, but.
I think they're making the same mistake. Georgia did the same thing, and now they're shrinking back down. And it's like, it just takes away from like what it means. I mean, like, with 8 state tournaments, 8 divisions, like, man, some of those kids are gonna win that. It's like, no offense to them, but did they really earn it? I mean, they're not the best kid in the state, obviously. There's 7 other ones, right? So, I don't know, it's disappointing, but hopefully they figure it out. Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think we should mention, Yetzer, you have a very good wrestling family. Your two oldest boys, Nick and Jack, freshmen at Glenver High School, they're gonna be wrestling in the Virginia State
Yeah,
tournament.
really proud of them.
Saturday.
I'm probably more nervous than they will be. Saturday, 106, 113. So really proud of Jack and Nick, man. They did a great job. So they've had to battle hard all year just because they're small for the weight. I mean, but those dudes, they fight the whole time. So I'm really proud of them. So I appreciate the shout out.
And then your 2 youngest ones, Brock and Ethan, we've got Wawa State's coming here in a couple of weeks, actually at Roanoke College. And your 2 youngest, Ethan and Brock, both qualified, so they'll be here as well.
Did a great job. Ethan took second and Brock third to qualifier. And, we're real proud of them. We're obviously lucky that these guys have each other too to work out with everything. And, so it's good.
Yeah, we nominated you Father of the Year.
Yeah.
The guy driving along.
I didn't realize you drove.
I do great.
Joker.
From Pennsylvania.
He goes Chicago.
Jeez.
Yeah. still do when you have kids one day. I know you would have done it too.
I would have done it.
Yeah, so, I don't think it's anything special, but it sucked though. I'm not really. That was.
I saw you and you were like,
That was rough.
how many cups of coffee did you
I had one. Believe it or not. I don't know. I just, I swear I had one cup of coffee. It was unbelievable. Yeah, like actually,
can't believe that.
I was like, I was in pretty good shape. It wasn't that bad, you know. And part of it too was like I couldn't find a place that had coffee. Like, even the gas stations were like, because I had to get back like 3 in the morning, I think, or 3:30 or something. So, but it was like, but yeah, I pulled over twice. That helped. I slept like a half hour. That's the only way I made it back. So,
We were deep in some deep dish pizza by that time. She did that Chicago style.
Yeah.
Before we forget, we get off, we're almost done, but if you have any questions for Coach Rosenbaum.
Yeah, the questions today.
Get those in before we end the show here. So.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about the training of the States? Are you guys doing the club?
Yeah, the club's rocking and roll right now. I mean, I just actually came up from that, pick up Ethan at Rock, and we're going strong up until the Bylaw State tournament. We're not even taking a break. Usually we take like a week off, but we got to turn around and come back and get ready to go for NHSCA's, individual NHSCA championships. So we'll do that. We'll run folk style up to that, and then we'll flip into freestyle. We'll run that up until up till really Fargo. So that's the spring and summer session, and then we'll take usually about a month break after that, and then start back up with our preseason. So we're just really the club now has got to the point where there's really no breaks, and so kids can jump in anytime they want. Keep that training going.
It's really cool to see. Like you go to these, and I mean, just the growing of the club itself.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a phenomenal job.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
So training those kids and being there for them.
Yeah, man, and Reed Carpenter. I mean, those guys obviously run workouts. They do a phenomenal job. So, I still think there's so much more room to grow. We haven't even really begun to really promote it as far as next year we'll go to each school and talk to kids and for one to start building more of a fan base and we get those kids that are serious that want to take it the rest of the next level and get them to come to the club. So it's gonna be a fun. We're only in the beginning stages of Roman college program, Noke wrestling program. So I'm excited.
I think the last thing we need to mention. So you guys are selling championship series tees for the. Is it just for regional?
It's for all championships.
Yeah.
So ODAC, or which I passed obviously, but regionals and nationals. It doesn't have like a date or anything.
Oh, okay.
Like 25.
Just the series, the championship.
We'll have a package. You can buy 4 tickets and stuff. But if you're like, hey, am I going to that? But I also want to support.
Sure. So
they're on the screen right now.
One shirt for 20. One shirt for 25, or 2 for 40.
Yep. Or if you buy the package, obviously you get their included.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And you've got that link on the screen.
Yeah, I got the shirts right now, so people can see them and stuff. You guys can either email me, DM me for just the shirt itself, or go on our website, nokewrestling.com for the package itself.
Blake designed those, so they're pretty sweet.
Thank you.
Because that was me designing it to say Roanoke Wrestling. Magic Mark.
Something simple. Speaking of t-shirts, I have to mention, I think the summer tee this year was a huge hit.
Yeah.
The summertime.
We got some cool ideas this
Some
year.
good ideas for this.
Let's just say world tour. How about that?
All right.
Yeah, and this
was yet to. This is actually yet to.
Okay. Yeah. Those
Hashtag E2W. You'll find out soon.
Yep, that's right.
All right, do we have any questions for you?
No questions.
Out there, so.
No questions.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next week or so. We'll preview the